everybody, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with another quick and easy 15-minute impactful layout. And I'm using my April How to Kill a Kit with Style. And this makes it super easy to kind of have a layout come together quickly because I already have pre-coordinated supplies and all of the embellishments ready to go. So that is definitely a big tip if you are trying to create in small blocks of time or in between crazy homeschool lessons or whatever your reality is right now. And so I'm using one of my absolute favorite go-to designs. And this is where I have basically two pattern paper, one on the top part of the page, one on the bottom part of the page. And then I divide that middle section with either a third pattern or a piece of cardstock or both, like I'm going to do in this case. And I really this design comes together really quickly and I love the way it looks. So it's very simple to create that foundation for your layout, but I really love the result. So I'm going to go ahead and add those two little strips that I want through the middle, and then I'm going to decide kind of how much of the background paper do I want to be the green geometric and how much do I want to be the plaid. And I don't like to have them necessarily even, so I almost always have one section that is a bigger portion than the other section. And I also had this ribbon in my Kill-A-Kit that I wanted to use, and I think it looks super cute down along the bottom edge of the page, but I want to add another little piece of that red polka dot down there. So I'm just going to trim a little bit more off my bottom section so that I have a little piece of that red that I can use. Because there were no set like dimensions or sizes, it didn't have to be a certain thing. So that worked really well for me. So today I am putting together something I don't often do and I kind of struggle with sometimes, which is combining a 4x6 vertical and a 4x6 horizontal. And it seems like it's just tricky to get them to fit together. Does anybody else have that kind of experience where you want to combine a vertical and a horizontal photo, but for some reason, I don't know, it just creates some kind of funny gaps almost? I don't know. It's something that I struggle with. So I have a vertical and a horizontal, and they are both of Parker when he was a lot younger. But I really love them because he has this adorable hat on. So I have one that's a picture of him from a little further away, and then one that's more of a close-up. And I backed them with white cardstock, and I'm going to have them overlapping each other just a little bit. And then I'm thinking what I want to do is build my title on top of where the photos are. But as I'm going through the embellishments, trying to decide how I'm going to kind of add some embellishing to this particular kit, it's a struggle, like trying to figure out where everything's going to go. So I have this collection that is the Tilla Norbert collection from Photoplay that was in like the foundation of my kit this month. And it has all these really cute gnomes, and I haven't used any of them yet, but they are adorable. And since this is just like a regular everyday set of pictures, I'm like, all right, now is the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and fussy cut this one sitting on a mushroom, and that's gonna go in that bottom like right hand corner. So I'm gonna get him down there, and he looks adorable and it works really well. But it creates this kind of balance issue throughout the layout. So that's where I'm like, once I get it down there, I'm like, oh yeah, I love that. Oh no, I screwed up the rest of my layout, which happens sometimes. So he's gonna go in that corner, tucked underneath the ribbon, but then it's like that yellow card was out of place, like it just didn't look right. And then I'm like, okay, well, if I put those phrases up there on top of the photo, then where am I going to put my title? Because my title's not going to look right underneath my photos. Like I don't know, it just created a problem. And so what I end up doing is shifting that horizontal photo down, and I get rid of all of the rest of the embellishments for the time being, because I want to use these white letters to spell out the word eyes, and then I want to use this little like puffy sticker yellow alpha from Freckled Fawn to put the word those, because I want my title to be those eyes. And so then I'm trying to get the embellishments back in, and that's not working either. So I'm like, all right, well, let me finish my title, and we'll go from there. So I grab my little yellow letters, and I'm going to put those right over the top of the word eyes. And you can't see them super well on screen because of that green geometric, But in real life, they actually show up really well, and you might be able to see it a little bit better in the close-ups at the end of the video, but they do show up, like they're not lost in the background page. But now I have another problem I've created where now I have this gap over there where I'm not sure what to put as far as embellishments goes, but it needs something. Like it's way too much of an open space. So then I'm trying for some of the sticker phrases instead, but then I don't like the colors with the certain phrases that they have. But I do like these little banners. So the yellow one says hello happiness, and then the like greenish blue one says enjoy every moment. So I'm going to add some dimensional adhesive to those, and notice how I'm kind of collecting things on my hand there, because that's what you do when you're in the middle of creating. You just, stick everything to your hand. And so I have some dimensional adhesive that's going to go behind the banner, and then I'm going to put that banner over the kind of stem of the mushroom down on the bottom. And I like how that kind of comes together. So then I feel like I need some little gnomes that are going to fit up on top of my photo. But the ones in the stickers seem a little bit too small. The ones in the die cuts are too small. Like, it's just not coming together the way I want it to. But there's this red card in the cut aparts that has a whole line of gnomes. So what I do is I go ahead and fussy cut just 3 of them. So I leave 2 of them and just grab 3 because I felt like 3 was the amount of space that I had, and tuck them in. And that's going to sit like perfectly on top of that photo. So now I'm like, okay, I filled in that like weird space up at the top, which was my big concern. Now I'm going to add some dimensional adhesive to this guy down on the bottom so that he is still going to be popped up off the page. And I still, have to glue those photos down because I haven't done that yet. That's like, I lay out everything and then I glue last because I'm constantly changing where things are. So then I have that other little yellow banner that I pulled out, the one that says hello happiness, and I'm going to put that on dimensional adhesive and layer it over the top of my 3 little gnomes up in that top corner, so that I can carry that element over to the top of the page since I have it already at the bottom of the page. And now I'm starting to feel like this is finally coming together. So it was like a little bit of a roundabout to get there, and it took me just a little bit longer than 15 minutes. So I kind of cheated on that 15-minute quick and easy part. But I'm happy with how it ends up turning out. So I'm going to add some of these little Bella Boulevard red hearts, and I have those in the bottom cluster and in the top cluster. Then I'm going to grab these Felicity Jane puffy stickers, and I'm going to add 1 of the yellow ones and 1 of the white ones to each of those clusters. And then I'm also going to add a couple of the little yellow, like, what are they called? Little puffy dots. And I think I use white for that. I also have these Hero Arts, like Hero Hues, tiny ombre colored enamel dots. I'm trying to think of the word. I'm like, too many words. I can't word today. I think this is like a common problem. Like, I tell you guys this all the time. It's starting to become not just a random thing, but it's an I always can't word thing. So I add a few of those enamel dots to each of my clusters, as well as those white puffy ones, and that is basically going to do it. So I'm going to keep the layout pretty simple because I want these really gorgeous pictures of Parker to be what stands out. And then I have just a few of my little gnomes scattered throughout the page that just kind of adds to the cuteness factor, and that's basically going to do it. So hopefully this design is one that has you inspired to sit down and create in that little gap of 15 minutes that I know you can find somewhere in your schedule, and I will be back to see you again very soon. Bye for now.